wonder gated about it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's show. It's the Para OR Normal Guyz. We are glad you're here. Come on in, join the chat. We're going to have the toll-free number up again, once again, for you all to call in. And I will figure out a way to put that up here on the screen in just a second. Tonight's going to be a good show. We got Miss Vikki Green. She is a ventriloquist, and she's going to tell us all kinds of cool things and teach us some things. So let's see. What else? Let's open the chat, too. And away we'll go. Let's see. Who do we have hiding backstage here? Oh, we have our animal lover.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Lord. We
See
have
Irwin
Miss
over here.
Dina.
Hello.
Oh, I make this smaller here so I can. You're so bad. We have Miss Vikki, and we also have. We're just going to show him just because we can. Ross manning the phones. So give us a call. He's my personal secretary for the next little bit. So you're so cute. I love it, man.
I like your hair, Ross.
Yeah, it's getting longer again.
I like it.
Isn't it funny once you get away from the uniform, I let my hair grow out and my beard grow out. It was great.
I was at a networking event today, and the guy who spoke right before me does private executive protection, bodyguard work. And I get up next and say, yeah, I used to do that same exact thing 2 years and 10 inches ago. And everybody like that. And some people didn't know who I used to do that for. So I said, yeah, my guy right now is over in Israel. And it was like, oh shit, that guy? Yeah, that guy.
That guy, yeah.
So that definitely is over.
Yeah, top secret squirrel. If he'd tell us what he did, he'd have to kill us. So don't ask Vikki. It's complicated. So
we'd be his first victim. We'd be his first victim if it.
Yeah.
Oh, then he'd have to fill out paperwork. He's not covered by the government. So
yeah, exactly. That's the Secret Service has very strict firearms policies, but it doesn't say we can't shank somebody.
I like it.
We all carried knives.
I like it. That's great. All right. Well, the toll-free number is up 1-888-88-YERGZ. That's YERGZ. And you can call us, and Ross there will snag you and let me know you're here, and we'll bring you in. And we're also broadcasting live on Live 365 on YERGZ Radio, as well as YouTube and, I don't know, a couple other places. LinkedIn, Facebook, and yeah, I don't know where we're all over the place. So give us a holler. Vikki would love to talk to you. And we're gonna ask her a bunch of questions, and hopefully she'll be ready for us. My hide you, Ross. So, how are you, Vikki?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad that you came on the show. I've been looking forward to this episode, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. So I was kind of like, well, we'll just try it and see. So,
well, the first time you talked to me, it was 10 inches ago for me too. The other way.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I had been growing mine out, and then I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, I got to cut it. So
I get too bored.
Liam was looking shaggy.
It's hard to do when you've worn a uniform for so long. It really is. It was almost like I felt dirty.
Harry. Mr. Harry.
That's what all the guys that retire, all the military guys that retire and come back for contract work, come back looking like a ZZ Top. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
It's like they all look like Duck Dynasty, and then they get over it and go to a goatee. But it always had that first run of just extreme hair.
Yeah, I didn't recognize all my chiefs that were retired. They'd come back and like, who the hell's that? And they're like, oh, it's Chief such and such. I'm like, what? He's a hippie. he should be touring with the Grateful Dead. So yeah, it's just you get used to it and you just don't even think about it subconsciously. Yeah, it was driving me nuts. I was like, I had a tick. I had to cut it off. I wasn't a secret squirrel. I was just a firefighter paramedic. Ross was our secret squirrel resident, and Bobby, he does something for some 3-letter agency in the government with computers and something. And I don't know. I blame him every time some of my stuff doesn't work. So
does
he's
everybody
hacked me
else.
again. He's hacked me again.
Taking them. The most blamed person in North Alabama.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this. And
Oh, wow. Woo. Well, let's see. I was always on stage performing ever since I was a kid. And then, I kind of settled in Michigan. And I was going to this really cool church, and we were going out and we were talking about, all kinds of things. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to do it with puppets, because I'd been on stage a lot. And so we got this dynamic puppet team that had teenagers and everything. We were going everywhere. But the inner city of Detroit at that time was a little sketchy. So I thought, well, maybe I should be a ventriloquist. And then I'll use the puppet team for other things. And boom, that's how it happened. I was in my 30s. Never thought about being a ventriloquist when I was younger. It was just, it kind of just fell in my lap. And there you go. It just happened organically. Within 6 months, I was doing it professionally. So.
Wow. Is it hard to learn?
You know what? It's so funny because as an actor, if they ask you, can you tap dance, and you've never tap dance a day in your life, you go, yes.
Yeah.
So you will practice tap dance, throughout, the floors of your home or whatever it is. So I guess I just kind of looked at it that way. I just picked it up and started going. And then I had a lot of people that kind of took me under their wing and helped me kind of develop the kind of ventriloquist I was going to be, because you can go to so many different directions with it. And I found that I really enjoyed at that time, because my kids were really young, doing school shows and festivals and libraries where I could come back that same day. So I was always home by the time they got home, so that was nice. And now it's mostly fairs is what I do. So.
Okay. Mm-hmm. If you were schizophrenic, this would be a way of not being diagnosed. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I was good. That leads me to the next question. How do you discern the voices and who's what?
This is going to sound so weird, but this is my formula. I don't have a voice for them. Like I could sit there and I can go, oh, when I get this character, this is the voice they're going to have. As soon as they get on my arm, that all goes out the window, because there's something about their character in their face, their eye expressions and everything that kind of lends to the kind of voice that you want to get for them, So I kind of go all over the place. And there's one voice that is so easy to do because it doesn't hurt your throat. And I find myself having to, I start a lot of characters in that voice and go, nope, that's this guy's voice. I got to watch out that one. And, so sometimes when you're creating a new character, it's very easy to slide into the voices that you already know. And, but you want to have the differentiations and stuff like that. So sometimes you have to just maybe have that same kind of voice like this, but maybe do it with a British accent instead. So then you're going like this, but you're still going like that, nasal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. I had a question that just lost me. Did you have any voice actor training before this, or it was just regular acting, or?
It's regular acting. I had been on stage, like I said, since I was in, kindergarten. And then, so I had done a lot of different voices. And my father was hilarious at doing different accents and voices and things you probably can't do nowadays, because everybody would go, oh, what are you doing? But I mean, he was really big on that. And then we used to always, even talking to my sister now, we'll go into different voices and all this kind of stuff, just in our regular talk. And it's kind of fun. So I think that's always been just a part of my life. I just didn't know I was going to be a ventriloquist doing it,
Makes sense. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't want to say you grew up in it, but you had influence. Now, as far as the professional influence, I know the most famous. Well, I assume the most famous is like Jeff Dunham. Did you have any? Or yeah, I would say Jeff Dunham's probably the most famous. Did you have any influences or?
When I first began, like I said, in my 30s, I would say that Dan Horn was a big influence, and Jay Johnson from Soap. Oh my God, he was just brilliant. So I would watch like those old videos. Tony Borders, who isn't so famous, and he stopped doing ventriloquism now because after COVID, which was really sad. But he was a huge influence on the educational side of what I do. But I will say, the voice of Tigger, Paul Winchell. I would watch that tape over and over again. He was the kind of ventriloquist. Him and Shari Lewis were probably the kind of ventriloquist I wanted to be, just really fast, rapid, goofy, a lot of slapstick, and just not as much like, hi, you say something, I say something, and have a conversation. But I'm always foiling things and getting things wrong, and my dummies are always smarter than me. And it's kind of my shtick, you know?
That's cool. I hadn't thought of that character inside, or even the TV show Soap, and I couldn't tell you how long. As soon as you said it, it was like boom! It was right there in the front. I was like, "That's right, I forgot."
He really paved the way for a lot of ventriloquists. He really did. A lot of people don't get it. It seemed like it was a dying art, but it was always on the outskirts. But Jeff Dunham definitely put it right in the forefront, and Jeff. Right. He's just brilliant at what he does. He's so funny. But I would say too, oh my gosh, now my brain just, because I'm still thinking about Jay Johnson, impersonations, and Terry Fader. Thank you. Woo! I'm like, Terry Fader, what he does, I mean, I could, because he can make a voice sound like Michael Jackson's voice sounds like Michael Jackson. So anybody who imitates sounds like that person when he sings like them and everything, and that is a talent that you can't touch unless you can do impersonations. I mean, like Jeff Dunham, he's a comedian, so he brings his comedian stuff to what he does with his puppets, so they're just like an extension of what they do already so well. Right. And that's what it was like for Shari Lewis too, because she was a all-around entertainer. She could sing, she could dance, she could act, she could do it all. And the figures were just an extension of who she was already, which was a fantastic entertainer.
It's true. Bobby, you had a question. I saw you try to say something there.
I was just wondering if I was the only one that hears a dog. I was like, is it in another?
Unfortunately, the Hounds of Baskervilles are out. No, that's me. It's my distant voice. I'm barking. And
you should have cool.
That was real.
That was so real.
So good.
I thought it was another tab I had open. I'm like, what is going on?
You should have told him he was the only one that was hearing it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was about to throw something at the door when nobody was looking, because I figured it was the dogs out here.
No.
I was gonna say I never heard of that show Soap.
No,
you have. Come on, Bobby.
You've been stumped. Finally, my TV guy is stumped. Wow,
it happened. It finally happened.
Very young was in that show. It's still a great show. If you see
it really is.
It's so good.
I don't know that it would be for TV now, but it was a great show.
Bunker wouldn't either. I mean, but I still, they're great. Great writing, great, comedy. It's good.
I grew up watching like Mortimer Snerd and Danny O'Day on the Disney Channel back in the day.
Oh,
the one with the we had old recordings, the one with the top hat.
Yeah, that's a Mortimer Snerd. That was that's Edgar Bergen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
He used to scare the hell out of me back then.
He does not like I guess you call them dummies.
I just look at them. I can't look away. That's what the
dolls or mannequins, whatever.
But if you look at old toys from kids back in the day, they were creepy. The stuff I'm like, I mean, nice of nightmares. Like, we've changed since then.
Yes.
I will say some of those wood figures, I've gotten used to them, because I've seen them for so many years now. But I would say the wood figures, they kind of, because their eyes are just like, and then they have the eyeliner, the real end up thing.
Yeah.
So they are a little,
They were sinister looking. For sure.
Well, that one we did a article on it or a bit in the show about it. It was one that was hand carved, and it's supposed to be cursed, and its eyes and its mouth will move on its own, and it's just a stick. And it was supposedly made by some POWs, and right before they were killed, they threw it away or hid it or something. And the one that got away kept it, and he handed it down through the generations. You can Google it. It's a weird story. It really is.
What's it called?
Oh man, I'd have to go look it up. I'll look it up and send it to you because it's
I like stuff like that. You have no idea.
yeah. Well, that's we're the paranormal. We like the weird things, and because it was I can't remember the whole story, but it was something about there were POWs and they had carved this as a toy, and the one that escaped give it to the family of the guy who carved it.
Wow.
And it's been passed down, and they've got one of the ghost shows has actual footage of it moving, its eyes moving.
Wow.
So yeah. I mean, I don't. Hollywood does things. They could have still tricked you on the ghost show, but it was still kind of cool.
Yeah, I know. I have never seen anything myself, but I like the folklore behind it. I like the stories behind it.
Oh, come on. Your puppets have never woke you up in the middle of the night staring at you?
Can't say they have.
That'd freak you out for sure.
When I'm done, except when I'm filming something for like social media and stuff like that, they go in their suitcases. They don't come out. They're
You see her still knocking? Hey!
Hello.
Stop! No! You didn't use me last week. Ah!
You like the other one better. That's great.
Speaking of, my daughter's watching Goosebumps out here with that doll
Slappy.
on it.
Slappy the
Oh,
clown.
Yeah, Slappy.
Slappy. Not the clown, but yeah, Slappy. Yeah.
Slappy.
I know that's the problem with ventriloquism is we've had so many like horror films
Yeah.
made about us, from the old one with Anthony Hopkins and Margaret. That was so good. Magic, that was a great movie, but once again, we get a bad rap with ventriloquism.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
though.
Twilight Zone had some too. So
Yeah.
They're funny.
about
They're
it.
funny when they're funny, though.
yeah.
They're really
Yeah,
funny.
that's
I can't
true.
stop looking. I can't stop looking and laughing. I can't tell they're not real. I can't make my brain won't do it. I think it's a real person.
Well, when I'm interviewed by people, they will stick the microphone in my dummy's face.
Oh yeah.
As
As if they're real.
I don't think you're going to hear anything, but okay.
Yeah.
Gotta drink
One of
hot
the-
water and shoot it across the room. Shoot the sound across the room to the microphone.
Oh yeah, you could do that easy. Yeah, just like singing is a lot easier too when you're doing it in ventriloquist because your throat opens up a lot more. So yeah,
Yeah, there's a girl on TikTok that does that. I've seen her a few times, and she sings like old rock songs, and has a puppet. She's pretty funny too.
Yeah.
She's maybe I don't know. I say young. She's probably in her 20s, but she's pretty good.
And when I say it's easy, I'm not like slamming anybody. I'm just saying that when I sing, it's easier for me because when you're speaking, the enunciation of the words, you have to enunciate and let every word be heard. And especially because I talk really fast, that's a downfall. But when I sing, it's a whole different thing because it's just easier to emote and to, let that sound pass through.
Okay.
But it still is, I mean, for those that can do it, because there are some ventriloquists out there that have amazing singing voices, and I don't have that. So.
Neither do I. So, and Mom always told me I had a face for radio. I don't know what I'm doing on YouTube. So,
A face for radio. For years I thought Ray Stevens was ventriloquizing the. Is that the verb? Ventriloquizing?
No.
I thought he was. What is the verb?
it's confused me already. I don't know.
I think ventriloquizing sounds good to me. I don't know. You
Yeah.
can
Sounds good.
Well,
think of-
he does a song with a puppet of Julio Iglesias. Ray Stevens does.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's making him move up and down. But my whole life, I thought he was doing the voice. And I got to watching the video. I got to watching the video again, and I think someone else is doing it because they're singing like in tandem at one point. I'm like, I never noticed that. I thought Ray Stevens was just the best entertainer in history.
But you know what? Because I did this a long time ago. I haven't done it in a while. But you lay down the tracks, so then when you sing together, you can still harmonize together. But then you sing ventriloquially. But then when the background tracks will do the harmony part, and then you're still doing the ventriloquism for the rest of it.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and watch it some more then.
Yeah,
Because I always thought I could tell his mouth was, doing the tight like that.
yeah.
I thought he was doing his mouth like that while he did it, but I don't know. It's a good song though. I always liked it since I was little. Man, Ray Stevens is so talented.
Yeah.
Truth is, he was probably having a stroke. So
Hey, he's still alive.
sometimes we have a guy that does shows with us, JT, and he's a ventriloquist and he's still learning the trade. And sometimes I look at him like, is he having a stroke? Because he's trying like I think it's the D words or the R words or certain words that gets him.
There's the B's, the F's, the W's. Yeah, there are certain letters that could get you. But
Mississippi,
you try not to think about those too much.
Right.
Mississippi, BBB.
Yeah, the P's. That's it.
The peas. Yeah, he said he has a hard time with peas.
Yeah, but it's funny because when you're saying a word with the B in it, people hear what they're going to hear. So if they know, put the whole sentence together. So even if you use a substitute sound, as long as you're not obvious about it, they don't even notice because they've already put together. Oh, okay, you're saying this sentence. Right. So, and what's cool is that at the beginning, everybody's staring at you like this, like
watching your mouth.
But after a while, they stop. They don't even bother because they're busy watching the show. So you become like the fodder, to what the characters are.
You're just a stand for the puppet at that point.
He always said that when he first starts with the people watching him, that's what makes him so nervous. He says, "Watch your dummy, don't watch me."
Yeah. But even
he sometimes puts him on by himself.
There are some ventriloquists that have made a nice career moving their lips like crazy, and people don't care because if you have a funny character, they don't care what your lips are doing because once you've established my lips are going to move all over the place, then they go, oh, okay, and then they just watch the show.
Yeah.
So that's why
I can see that.
That's why you throw out your in the first 5 seconds of the show.
So when you do shows, or is it Walter? Is it all like formed, pre-made, pre-formed, and you practice it, or do you just go out there and go?
A lot of it is like a skeleton of, I kind of know what each character is going to do, but while they're doing it, like if Hank's going to, the bouquet of flowers are going to appear or something like that. I know that we're going to get there, but the getting there changes a lot because I use a lot of volunteers. So you don't know what you're going to get when you get a volunteer, and you're just ad-libbing off of what they're doing and having a good time. And sometimes if they're still in the show, let them steal the show. They're having a good time. You're having a good time. The parents are taking pictures. They're going to talk about you afterwards. So, even adults come up there and they say the funniest things sometimes, and you just go with it. You just go, hey, this is your moment to shine, and I'm all right with that.
That's cool.
So it's like a skeleton script, but you don't stick to script. And a lot of times I have a lot of figures with me at one given time, and my crowd, I might notice that it's an older crowd, even though I do family shows, but if it's an older crowd, I'll go, this one's like too kiddie for them. So then I will go grab another one. So I never know which character is going to be in which show at any time. I know what I'm going to open up with most of the time, but even sometimes that changes because you know, especially in fairs, you don't know what crowd you're going to get because you're on a stage where you're just, most people are going by you. They're not there to personally see you. Some people are, but most of them are personally, they want to ride the rides. They want to do the stuff like that. So you have to do something to bring them in to want to watch your show, you know? So you have to kind of go, okay, what's going to work with this crowd? And then that's kind of the fun about it though. And that's
what you have like a dirty version?
Huh?
Do you have like an adult, no, I'm gonna say dirty, but an adult version that
yeah, no, I have done, because I've done corporate events, so I have done adult shows, but but they're never dirty. I don't it's not my humor, and to me it would come out weird from me. So like I said, I'm more the slapstick, make fun of myself, everything's going wrong, but my figures have it all, like, we got this kind of thing.
Figures.
So
I got it figured out.
Yeah, so it works for adults and it works for kids, but it's always, and then you still have things because you're trying to target families, so you need to have stuff there that the adults can get. It's kind of like Looney Tunes, where you know the adults get the joke that sometimes the kids don't, but it's still kid,
right?
It's still kid friendly, and SpongeBob SquarePants, anything like that, where you as an adult can laugh at it, but your kids are, they don't know why you're laughing at some things, you know.
Yeah.
SpongeBob's super meta.
Yeah. So that's, I like to play that way, but that's more my humor anymore. I'm more goofy than I am funny.
It's more clever to do it that way too, I think.
Yeah, it is.
The dirty stuff's kind of,
well, it
takes the place.
What I do anyway would never work. I don't want to do clubs, and I don't want to do it's just, no, because then you're going to also get your hecklers, and you're going to get all that kind of stuff. And why families are always there to have a good time, and they're always they want their kids to have fun, or their girlfriend to have fun, or their boyfriend to have fun, or or their spouse to have fun. So I rather that than somebody. If you do a club, and I've seen it with comedians too, where people are just like, they want to be the stars of the show, and they want to kind of take over the show, and let's see what this comedian has, and you're not funny, and that's the kind of stuff you get. And I just,
some of them are just downright nasty.
Right. Be hard to deal with. I wouldn't want to deal with that either.
No, I don't think anybody should have to deal with heckler, and whatever comes out of your mouth when you're dealing with a heckler, I really don't care. The heckler had it coming, like. Right. It's not only rude, it's disrespectful. I mean, I don't come into your job and mess with your computer or your open of your hamburgers. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, so don't mess with what I'm doing here, you know?
Yeah. And plus everybody else paid to see the performance. They didn't pay to see that. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you want your headliner show, you work for it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably not easy either. So who all do you have with you?
Oh gosh, well, I have several with me.
Remember, Bobby's scared of puppets. So get the scariest one.
I will get the scariest one right here. I'll give you my magician here.
The good news is my screen's frozen for some reason, so I can't see any. I figure it'll pop back in here in a second.
Yeah, right. When it's doing that, it's coming through the screen to get you, Bobby.
I know. I can't see it. That's what's saying.
You can't even see me. No, we can't even see you. Can you even see me? No,
it's funny. It's gonna come up here in just a second and scare me to death.
Yes. Should I warn you? Don't warn him. Don't warn him.
Yell at him. Scare him. Huh?
Don't warn him.
Bobby!
Yeah.
What is going on with your nose? I don't know. Thank you. You're welcome.
So what's your name?
Oh, this is Lucky. I mean, that's my name. Lucky. Yeah. I actually won him. There was really? A Pavlov Puppets from France was having this raffle, And I put in, I never win anything, and I won him. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So I use him all the time because I figure he's good looking.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's going to eat your face, Bobby.
He's trying to come through the screen, Bobby.
Let's go for it.
I know. I wish it would catch up.
I'll do your next one. I don't know about you.
Bobby's in another time zone, actually. So. Oh no! He couldn't take it. He checked out. What did you do to him? You made Bobby go away.
I know. Wow, something I said.
Probably.
Yeah, this is my little magician.
Oh, do you perform magic tricks?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Ooh, what do you do?
I'm his assistant.
Okay.
Yeah, do this thing.
He's cute.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and then I have, of course, my staple figure. I'm not your staple figure. You are also my staple figure. I know. Hold on, but this is my lovely pal. This is Hank.
There you
Oh,
Oh, he's so cute.
Everybody,
love him.
Goldie, do it. This is so hard.
What's your name?
Hank.
Hank.
Like a
Yeah.
polar bear.
Nice to meet you, Hank.
A good looking for there.
What was the old Showbiz Pizza? It had the band. That's what he looks like.
Oh, I do. The country band delivery.
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese,
Good looking, though.
country band. Yeah, there
So
was
lucky
country
to
bear
see you.
jamboree.
Goldie.
Oh no.
Is it real, Bobby?
I can't feel my legs. Everything's numb.
I'm numb. I'm numb.
I don't like to play with my food. And then I got, let's see, that's Hank. Had him forever. And then, of course, this guy right here is one of my faves. Hey, me too? Yeah. Hello.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
I am Harry the Bat. This is Harry the Bat. Yes.
Harry the Bat.
We know all of
He's-
it. I got wings.
He's awesome.
You think I'm
Yeah.
I think you're awesome too.
Oh thanks.
I'll stop. Her head will get too big. She won't fit in
No.
the screen.
Oh, she likes me. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah. Okay.
So you don't go around biting people in the neck, do you? Hey,
What?
I said, hey.
Is that a question? It's a question. Do you have to answer it? No, well, probably not. Oh man, this is hard. I know it's hard, but you got.
Do I have to answer?
Oh look, I gotta go. No, come back. Well, let's just say I have teeth. You have
He's
teeth.
got teeth. Yes.
okay. So you're not a vegetarian. I'm okay with that. I will.
Yeah, me neither.
I will email you, or I will email Vikki Bobby's address. So
Oh yeah. Not Vikki. Me. No, not.
he tastes like good Alabama barbecue sauce. So
There you go.
Ooh,
White sauce.
white sauce. Yes, with Cajun spices. What? You like the Cajun spice? Oh, stop. Hello, that is spicy. It's a spicy meatball. So silly. Thank you. And then I have, let's see. Oh, from that same company that I was telling you that I from France. I just got her.
Excuse me.
Oh goodness gracious. Move everything here. You want to come out here? I guess so. Hold on one second. Oh, hi. Oh, I'm all tangled up into that. Oh, hold on. What are you doing to me? Nothing. No, she is doing. Hi.
Hi.
hi there.
How's it going?
Well,
Hi.
Swell.
I'm Sasha the Dragon.
Oh.
nice to meet you, Sasha.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you too.
you.
Aren't I just lovely?
You are lovely.
You are.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful color.
Stop it now. You're going so nice.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love your accent too.
Well, I think I sound like I'm from Alabama. No, you don't sound like you're from Louisiana. No, Kentucky? No, I don't know.
Tennessee.
Oh no.
Sounds sort of like me.
Where are you from?
I'm from Tennessee.
That's where I'm from. No idea.
Is that Shrek's dragon?
She just stopped me. She don't know nothing. She's trying to get me on this camera. How am I supposed to do this? I don't know. Just the way you're doing it. Like this, and, and then I don't move. But
You're not camera shy, are you? So.
No, not at all.
Good.
It loves me. Oh, Tony, look at my teeth.
They're beautiful.
Nice and clean. You must be the vegetarian.
Oh yeah, maybe. I think so. I like the flowers. Yeah, you like the lot. Okay. It's so nice though, right? It's so nice. Okay. Can I go down here? I guess you can. Wait, can I ask them some questions? What do you want to ask them? Well, then you scared me. Go on.
Bobby?
Bobby.
Well,
You scared me?
I was just asking if that was Shrek's dragon.
Who's dragon?
Shrek, a donkey.
Oh my goodness, you did not know that the movie was made about me. Yeah, the movie was made about me.
Oh.
And they were like, oh, hey, that looks like Shrek's dragon. And there I am.
That's true.
Would you look
Donkey.
like her? I know, right? Well, she's just as good as I am.
Picture that dragon making me cornbread.
Oh, I declare.
I declare.
Okay, hold on. Glenn,
Yes.
Sportcat, what do you mean by a Sportcat?
It's an old nickname that I got when I worked with Dina.
Yep.
And what do y'all do?
Well, Dina and I used to dispatch fire trucks and ambulances, so.
Stop it now. So did you like save people and stuff like that?
Maybe one or two.
Yeah, we help people.
Well, I knew Dina was a superhero. I could tell. She's a
The
nice
dragon sounds like Leanne Morgan. I'm loving it. Leanne Morgan, the comedian.
Do I know?
Like her.
Oh, wow, they're
Sound a lot like. She's from over by Dina's house,
All
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Adams, Tennessee.
Sure is. She
I
sure
knew
is.
that.
It's that accent.
I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Woo, I
Y'all
know.
are just so pretty.
I know. Well, you go down now. Oh, you go down. Okay, stop. Well, I think I could take over. I think you probably could. I think I know I could. They're a little crazy.
I like them.
I like it too.
Yeah.
It's
What's
funny, my husband, when he first met me and he went to see one of my shows, he was like, this explains a whole lot. He's like, I see you in every one of these characters. Like everyone is a bit of you.
Oh, that's funny.
It's a lot true.
That's cool.
Well, you never lose an argument this way, so.
That's true.
No. I always
I mean, I was going to say, and your husband never stood a chance anyways. Now he's got 4 or 5 others, so.
Yeah. Oh, my eyes are watering so bad.
who am I arguing with now?
How exactly do you explain to somebody that you're dating? Well, you see, I'm a ventriloquist. I have dummies in my closet.
His thing is that as I'm a ventriloquist, he's an engineer.
Oh,
So
It's like way over here and here.
yeah.
yeah, where do you go?
Is that your full-time job, ventriloquism?
Is that your full-time job?
Well, and when I'm not
Well,
on my off,
you never know.
Well,
no,
that's true.
that's my full-time job. But on my off season, which is now because my last show was yesterday, so I do Zoom murder mysteries and in-person murder
Oh,
mysteries, and
fun.
yeah, in Oregon and Washington. Yeah, so it's fun.
I bet it is.
Well, it's nice working with a team of people because my
Excuse
job
me.
is so solitaire, and when I'm traveling and I'm gone away from home for months on end, and it's kind of nice to be part of a group, a team, and be able to do stuff team wise. Did I make you cry, Dana? I'm so sorry, Dina.
No. I don't know if it's
Congratulations,
allergies or what. I took some medicine earlier and it's making me very sleepy. It's not you. I apologize. And
I think it's her new roommate. She's allergic to him, so
that's a good possibility.
he looks like Shaggy.
Yeah.
So
All
what
the
do you
hair.
do in the murder mysteries? Is that I don't know what that is. I'm sure everybody else does with me.
So you go to it when I'm not doing them Zoom. So in Zoom, it can be from anywhere, even some people from Canada or whatever. They come in and they and you just do everything on the computer, and they're all in their different things, and you give them different suspects names, and then you follow a script, and then they have to find out who the killer is that's there. And it's pretty much the same thing live, but in live you give them a costume, and you go through there and you do this whole process, and so you make the audience the suspects, and it's a lot of fun, especially when people really come to play. It's so funny, and they all have a good time, and it's usually for parties or a corporate event or anything like that. They do these things, even bachelorette parties or birthday parties, whatever. But they'll have us come out and we'll host a murder.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is really. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
I was going to ask, we ask all of our guests, have you ever seen a Bigfoot or a ghost or had any paranormal experiences?
Well, she said she hasn't.
I have seen a Sasquatch, and yes, and actually I called my daughter that. No, I'm joking. No, when she was a teenager and she was just going to her room and not talking to us at all, going past, in fact, we'd go, there was a sighting of the Sasquatch. So when she had her family, that we call them the Squatch family. So it was Mama Squatch and Baby Squatch, and then Littlefoot, and I, as the grandmother, am called Squatchy. So you are now witnessing a Sasquatch in front of you. I am a Sasquatch.
Bobby,
Squatchy.
You've had your first experience.
There you go. We're not as hairy as you thought, but
Not as hairy as you thought.
Well, maybe
They really oversold the hair.
Yeah.
They did.
Oh no! If I let it go, everything you've heard and more.
You should have a Sasquatch puppet.
No, I thought about it. We thought about it because I think that'd be so much fun.
Where do you? I don't even.
Northwest, the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, if I have Harry and Henderson.
Have I seen any ghosts? No. Have I seen any UFO type of this? Nope. I've never, but I've always enjoyed, like I said, the folklore behind it, and I've always I always want to stay at a haunted place, go to a haunted place, be at a haunted place, and I'm so enthralled by it, But no, I think they know that. They're like, oh, we can't scare this one.
Yeah.
She'll pull a mannequin out.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're afraid of me. They're like, God, that girl has a lot of things.
The Sasquatch are like, we'll leave that hairless one alone. So.
Yeah.
My feet aren't okay. Now they oversold the big feet. Okay, they're not that big.
Oh, yeah.
Creepier sightings are the one with the little baby feet that they find. Like, what's making that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or they find a bunch of little kid Bigfoot feet in the woods. So what is that?
Well, they have to have their fun too. They need some baby.
Yeah, they need babies.
Mm-hmm.
I told you there was a baby Squatch. Did I lie? No.
Nope.
We're the Squatch family.
They were out there. It's like the X-Files.
Oh, but see, I'm one of those people. I'm open to anything. I'm open to everything. And just because when you tell somebody they haven't seen anything, if they really, really do believe they saw it, then I think that's kind of rude. So I'm like, you may have seen it. That's okay, because I haven't seen it.
Right.
I mean, I believe in God, but I haven't seen him either. So
yeah.
True story. Yeah, Bobby and I get people emailing us pictures all the time with like circles drawn around them, and they're like, "Oh, don't you see the Squatch in there?" And I don't know how Bobby handles it, but I'm not usually the one. I wasn't there. You may see something different than I do. It wasn't my experience, So it could have been something throwing rocks at him, and they didn't tell me that. And I'm looking at that going, that's a rock.
Or that's a tree. Or that's
a stump, yeah.
Yeah. I don't
ever tell people they didn't see anything.
No.
I'm just like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm not
ruin
far
their
enough
dream.
along in my. I'm not far enough along in my career to be that kind of person.
Mm-mm.
Maybe one day.
I think
Yeah.
it's kind of arrogant to tell somebody. It would be like you telling you, well, I don't think you're that good of a ventriloquist. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You can't tell. It's just rude. I mean, that was their experience.
Are you saying it like that because you do feel that way?
No.
No.
I
I'm
think
the dean of
very
projecting that, not me. I'm the good guy. So
No, I think that I think that everybody's got their own story. Everybody's got their own thing, and whatever experiences you have. I mean, I will say this: I have had encounters with demon possession.
oh,
I know a lot of people look at me like, but I know what I saw, and you can't tell me what I didn't see. And I feel the same way when other people say they see things that I didn't see. It's like, you may not believe me, and that's fine, but don't tell me I didn't see what I saw.
exactly.
Yeah. And that's part of the paranormal in some way. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and my sister was witness to it, and I've had other witnesses to things like that too. And that's the kind of stuff. It's like the ghosts don't bother me. They
Right.
mess with me, but I've had things like that, and it's kind of, I find it interesting. It's not that it scares me, but I know it's out there. I know the spiritual
Right.
there. Like I
Mhm.
know it is. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you care to elaborate about that, or you don't have to if you don't want to?
I can. You want to hear the story?
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Bobby's
I do.
headphones are smoking.
Yeah.
My sister was dating this guy, and I'm very I guess I'd say I hate that word. I'm a sensitive, because it's not like that. It's not like how they do it in the movies. I just know I'm very sensitive to something that's not right. Like I get the heebie-jeebies and the thing. She was dating this one guy, and he seemed really nice, and we were all out, and we were all having a good time, and they were going to go back home because we were up at the cabin, and all of a sudden I passed by him, and I just felt like the air rush out of my lungs. And then I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I went, oh my God, something is not right with this guy. And I just looked at my sister, and I told her, and I whispered to her, out of his earshot, I said, I'm afraid of you going back with this guy because something's not right. I just feel like something's not okay with him. And she went, what? Anyway, in the ride back in the car, he started threatening her.
Oh my gosh.
Where he was going to kill her. And this guy was so nice. He even went to church with us that morning. And he was saying he was going to shove her head through the side window of the car and all this. And my sister is like me. We're fighters. We're feisty. We're like, because we're Colombian, we're like, come on, okay, I do you. And so we've got that Colombiana spirit. And I'm telling you right now, she kept her mouth shut, which is amazing. So if I hadn't warned her that, okay, so she gets home, she calls me. It's the middle of the night. I come down. I hear the phone. I come downstairs, pick it up, and she goes, "Oh my God, he's insane. He's going." She goes, "I locked him out the door. He was taking the Bible. He was putting it down, but moving it. And she's like, "Can you put it down? Can you put it down? Can you just please leave?" And he left. But still, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And as she's telling me the story, I kid you not, the one thing I was always afraid as a kid, I'm not afraid anymore. The lights went out.
Oh my goodness.
It went pitch black, and a door slammed upstairs. Foonk. And I froze.
At your house that happened?
In the cat, and my sister's like, what's going on? And I was pulling myself together because I knew she was freaking out.
Yeah.
And I said, everything's fine. I'm fine. I'm bringing, can you do me a favor? Can you call a friend and have them come over and stay with you? Because this night is not a good night. And so she did, and she had the thing, and then all of a sudden the lights came on, and it was one of those eerie things that, anybody can't explain, but I knew what I felt.
Right.
That evil. Like there's some people that are bad, and there's some people that are evil, and you can feel evil a lot of times, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And a lot of times it's something behind their eyes that just, and then I had another incident where the guy's eyes were flickering like this. And he started like telling me things I had done in my past.
Oh my God.
And was he accurate?
Huh?
Was he accurate with the things?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I just started throwing some Bible scripture. I'm like, you can't. And then he just all of a sudden got up, looked like this, and ran. And it was just very, very bizarre. That's what I'm saying. I have met the spiritual up close, and it's not always in ghost form. I think people experience it in different ways, but definitely I have dealt with demon possessed people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just weird. And that's why when people go, that doesn't exist, I'm like,
yeah,
it does.
It does.
And we've talked to quite a few people that, it does. So it's creepy, some of the stories you'll hear from people too. So it's one of the things I like to hear. But when I was a paramedic, we went on a call where this lady was like that. She was flipping out, and family was like, she's not normally like this. And she just kept saying over and over a chant. And PD was like, well, you're going to take her to the hospital. She's crazy. And she was on the second floor, like a loft. She ran down the rail,
I remember.
Jumped up on the wall, and crawled across the wall like a spider. I'm like, nope, this is a PD matter. I'm out. The cops are backing out too, and they're like, what are we doing? I'm like, shoot it. I got no clue.
Call a priest.
They don't make a drug that I have for that.
Yeah.
No, and it's one of those things that I think there's a lot more of it than there even used to be, personally.
Mm-hmm.
You see it, like I was telling my husband the other day, I said, I can almost feel the evil and the hatred bubbling up from the sidewalk. Like you could feel this whole just ickiness happening. Like it's like, it's not, something's not right now. And it's one of those things where, like, when everybody always says, listen to your gut,
mm-hmm.
You got to listen to your gut.
Absolutely.
You know, how many times does your gut say, don't go down that street, go this street?
Mm-hmm.
Don't go, it's faster this way. Listen to your gut.
Right.
I think a lot of us don't realize that we do have those premonitions of something, but we don't see it as that.
Yeah. Something inside or something from beyond or whatever telling you not to do something or to do something that's going to change the course of your life or the course of your day or the course of something that you need to listen to.
Yeah.
They need to be clear.
Yes, Glenn, I see.
One of the last calls I ran as a paramedic firefighter, we were going to a house to back up a crew. They put out a mayday, which means that somebody's in trouble. And it was just a medic and another guy on the truck. And so we were the closest ones, and we just hopped on the truck and went. And as I'm walking down the driveway, my sergeant had already ran past me. The driver's behind me, putting the gear, and he's putting the truck away. And I'm walking down the driveway, and I hear exactly that, like a bunch of little dogs, little yippy dogs. And this voice in my head says, don't get bit. And I'm like, what? Who's this? Okay. So I looked at the little dogs on the front porch, and I was like, oh, whatever. I could punt that little sucker, whatever. And like 3 steps later, it screamed, don't get bit. And once again, I look on the front porch, and I'm like, what? And about that time, I got bit. So I had a pit bull come up behind me, grab my hand and arm, and yeah. But weird thing, right afterwards, it told me it would only hurt for a little while. It didn't tell me I was stupid. Which, I could have respected that advice at that moment.
So your Jiminy Cricket isn't an "I told you so" Jiminy Cricket, or like
I'd have been like, yeah, she got me.
Cricket.
So, so
Don't
yeah,
get
You
bit.
could have said, "Look behind you,"
yeah, I know. I was like, couldn't you be a little clearer?
but it did say, "Don't get bit." You just didn't look around. You
You're like,
didn't.
that can be done. Fight me.
Be clear. So, but yeah, so 3 surgeries later, I'm still not able to go back to duty. So,
Oh my gosh.
I'm alive. I'm well. It told me right afterwards that it would only hurt for a little while. Couldn't convince me of that at the moment. So, and I still had a job to do.
What was the damage then that you had 3 surgeries?
It tore. Here, paramedic, I'm bad with this. Ligaments and tendons to my 3 fingers, my pinky, my ring, and my middle finger. It punched a hole through my palm, and she came back and got me again on the other side of the hand, and she was trying to jerk me down. And that's actually when I realized I got bit.
Oh wow! So you just went in shock.
Yeah, I didn't feel it at first. I felt like, and here's the other weird thing, that the first thing I thought of when I felt that, the only pain I could put it to was like, well, that must have been what it felt like when they drove the nails through his hand on the stake.
Oh
You
wow!
know, and I'm not a real religious person, if anybody knows me, and so I was like, that's weird too. But yeah, it was just a tap. I mean, it was just a tap, but until the I think it was the 3rd bite, and that's when she was trying to pull me down. That's when she damaged my shoulder and my elbow, because they got pretty strong head muscles. They can.
How did you get away from that though?
Well, yeah, everything was in slow motion, and there are people in front of me, and there's people behind me, and nobody witnessed this. The first thing that came to my mind, poke her in the eyes. Yeah, that didn't work. It only pissed her off more.
She's not a great white shark.
I didn't know. I wasn't listening to the first advice. I didn't have somebody give me good advice.
What do I do now?
But I heard my uncle. My uncle's a veterinarian, and he had told me as a kid, and I hadn't remembered it until then, that if you kick an animal hard enough in the chest, you'll affect, and it's the same for a human, you'll affect the electrical and reset their brain a little bit. He said, so if you ever get attacked by an animal, do that. And I heard that, and I was like, okay, boom, steel-toed boot to the chest, and she took right off. So now, if I could have got to my tool, I would have sliced her and diced her like something you hadn't seen before. And it probably was a good thing that it couldn't, because it's a long story, but it would have been I don't know what the correct word is, Bobby, forgive me, but a mentally retarded man's dog. That was his only friend in life. So
Wow.
that would have been bad. Oh, fire truck's here.
Yeah, but it bit you. It was.
Aw.
It could have killed you, Glenn.
With your track record, that would have made sense.
Yeah, exactly. So I just
Sportcat stigmata.
that's right. That's my theme. But it told me afterwards it will only hurt for a little while and you're going to be okay. Still not convinced on that advice either, but whatever, I'm rolling with it. So
I mean, because you got 3 surgeries. That's not a little while. That's like, ouch.
Yeah.
yeah, the worst was the hand, because I don't know how they do it. I think they go in this little teeny tiny hole about that big and they get down to the tip of your fingers with something. I don't know, but my wife works in surgery. She was like talking the lingo and stuff with her. I was like, whatever, just put me out. Lots of drugs.
Hey, Glenn also got lost in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, it's true. I did.
Oh,
That's
I
true.
know that.
He's got more stories pound for pound than anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a flight paramedic for
Dang.
I better not say who. And we would take calls, emergency calls for Bermuda's 911 if they had a trauma, like, because they didn't have a trauma center. Like, you know, here you get hurt bad enough, you go to a hospital where all the surgeons and stuff is. Yeah. Well, they don't have that there. So we got called out, like, I don't know, late at night, real late, and we all got there, got playing together through everything, and we were all half asleep anyhow. And I slept on most of the flight over. I always enjoyed flying over water because it's so beautiful at night, especially if it's full moon. And we fly at 50,000 feet. So it's perfect sky up there. Anyhow, when we're going to land, the captain's like, what the hell? They're not answering us on the radio, and all the lights are off. They had closed the airport.
Oh my gosh.
And they knew we were on the way. And so as soon as we touched down, he went ahead and landed because we have our own lights and stuff. And we land there so frequently, he knew the runway. Plus, there's nobody there, so it's not like you're going to hit much. So, and as soon as we hit the ground, all of our phones started going nuts. And it was our company had been calling us. Apparently, the tower lost track of us somewhere between New York and Bermuda, and they shifted to all the other alternate frequencies. Couldn't find us. They had planes, jets, passenger jets calling us and looking for us. The FAA had already called and asked the owner of the company, the medical director. They'd all come in. They'd asked a number of souls on board, our names. We needed all this stuff. And the airport was like, Bermuda couldn't reach us either, which doesn't surprise me. They have like a string in the air or something. But yeah, but they shut the airport down. They're like, yeah, they're dead. We're going home. So,
oh my god!
Yeah, they thought we were dead. They literally had. The pilots were like, it was a normal flight, and we all got a little freaked out about that, and we were like, well, I don't remember anything freaking crazy about this flight, but
you didn't lose any time or anything, right?
You died.
No.
That sucks.
Wow.
No, it's just it was just a weird glitch in the system. But yeah, they had jumbo jets carrying passengers back to the States, make intentionally come towards where our flight path would have been, looking for us, and they're like, no, we don't see anything.
That's
weird. We would have been above them, but yeah. They had the military was about to come out and everything. Yeah, they were.
How long was the flight? I never asked you that.
From Atlanta to Bermuda, somewhere about 3:30, maybe.
Oh, so that was long enough for people to freak out.
Oh yeah, because they lost us like 45 minutes into the flight because we're going just under Mach. So
that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, at least you knew where to land and you knew, you know what I mean. But still, my gosh, they shut the airport down. Like that's the last thing you should do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, we're Americans. They were too concerned.
They're dead. We're going home.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. Yeah, and of course we go there so frequently. Like I said, the pilots knew the runways and everything. Well, there's two. There's a small and a large runway, and they knew the runway, so it wasn't any big deal to them. But God knows we've went into crazier situations. But
well, who here has seen a ghost then? Who's got a?
Never seen one.
No.
Felt them, heard them.
I think I saw one once, and I was near one once, but I've never seen one.
I have to ask his wife. He's kind of touchy about this.
Yeah, she saw it. I swear to God, I think I saw a face close a door in Savannah. But
was it the haunted place or what?
Yeah, there was a haunted house. I could find a picture of it now. But there was an old place, real old, and the door was open, about like that. And we walk up with the tour guide, and I thought I saw a face peek around the side of the door. The door closed about halfway. That actually happened. And I'm like, he's got somebody in there going to scare us. And there wasn't a soul in that place.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I told my wife, I'm like, there was I saw eyes.
To jump out at you and like.
Yeah, I mean, I let everybody else go in first. I said, they got something in here. But no, there wasn't. I saw like a face that was in the dark, like you would see somebody in the dark. Like their eyes kind of glowing.
Oh.
But I saw something look out, and the door kind of closed a little bit, and then nothing.
It was waiting on you, and you let it down.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's like
I was hiding.
I've seen them on pictures that we've taken. Glenn and I have taken.
Oh yeah.
And we've heard them on the tape. Me and Glenn and I went on a ghost hunt, and we had caught voices, EVPs. Voices on the tape.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the light turned on. Yeah. We were the only ones in the group that stuff was happening to.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of I have a friend that believes a lot in the orbs, when you take your camera and you put this in the room and you see these little light things, or is that just light particles? I mean, what do you think that is?
Most of them's dust.
Yeah, most are
but
dust.
There are some that are intentional, but it's few and far between.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
My mom.
Or intelligent,
Go
not
ahead.
intentional.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Dean. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
a lot of them that are caught on camera are either dust, bugs, or like Bobby said, a lot of are not intentional, but you can pick some up that are intentional, but like you said, they're very few and far between.
They usually do. They usually do go with a straight line, and
Yeah,
they're smooth instead of just like dust. You can see
Okay.
dust.
That's interesting.
At the same time, I've had 2 different ghost hunters on this show, and an orb flies by here, and there's nothing in this room, and it was too big for dust. And they're like, "It's a bug." There's no bugs in here.
yeah,
I would have seen a bug if a bug would have flown by like right here.
Right. yeah.
It's happened twice.
Well, you want to hear a cool story about just the spiritual and the kind of supernatural. We adopted this dog from this homeless guy that died of cancer, and the week before he died, we brought the dog into our house because he was so afraid, like no one's going to take my dog in and all this kind of stuff. We're like, don't worry, we got him, and he's an old dog. And the dog was looking at the door all the time, just laying and looking at the door on the sofa. And then one day he sat up right like this, and then he looked at me, and he came closer to me, and he leaned on me like this, and I was like, oh, he's getting cool hug, and then he put his head in my lap. Then my husband half hour later called and said, Jack's gone. He's dead.
Oh,
Wow.
I went, when was this? And he goes, oh, it just happened, like, within this last half hour. And I went, I know exactly when it happened. I said, because the dog all of a sudden went up, and he's never done that since either.
yeah.
Wow.
That was cool. That man loved that dog so much, he came to say goodbye.
Yeah.
I can believe that. There's a definite attachment. All right. Well, Bobby, Dina, I got some exciting news. We've got a caller.
We do? Yay.
We do. Hello. Welcome to the Para OR Normal Guyz. You're on the air. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Hi.
Maybe it was a ghost.
Ah.
He's like, stop talking about us over here.
Hold on.
Hello?
Oh, there. Hello.
Oh, no.
Again,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we
hello.
hear you. How are you, strange caller?
What's going on, gang?
Not
What's
much.
going on?
Oh, we're just hanging out.
I love your show. I watch every Wednesday.
Thank you.
Well, we're glad of that. So do you have a question for Vikki? Please say yes.
I had a ghost experience I wanted to share.
Well, let's hear it.
Share
We're
it.
excited to hear it.
All right. I used to live in Indiana, and there was this bridge that was single lane bridge, wooden, old wooden bridge. And several people had wrecked on this bridge and died, or, went off into the river. So there was a woman, every time you would go across this bridge, she would show up in your car every single time.
What?
That's cool.
Every time somebody went across the bridge, the woman would appear in your car.
She was in your car somehow, like sitting in your seat or sitting in the back seat. Like we went through one time, we had a 4-wheeler in the back of the truck, and she was sitting on the 4-wheeler as we went across the bridge.
No way.
You kept wanting to hitch a ride.
Every single time we went across the bridge.
Freeloader.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm dead serious.
I was pictured the Christmas vacation where they had grandma on the roof of the station wagon. That's the first thing you said. That's what I pictured.
That was summer vacation.
Oh, okay. Same thing.
So you saw this ghost yourself then?
It really looked like she was enjoying the 4-wheeler though, like she didn't. Fucking ghost. You never rode a 4-wheeler before.
Nuts.
That's
What does
crazy.
she look like?
The typical, like that girl from The Ring that comes out of the TV, like got the long white gown on. She got really dark black hair. Her face is like pale white, but every time she would appear, she would fade in. Like I don't know, it was a fade in. It wasn't just like she's there and she's not. she would it was like waves would move in. And then there she was, it'd take a good 20 seconds until she was fully waved in.
Weird.
Was she holding on the handlebars or just sitting on it?
Yeah. When she was on the 4-wheeler, she was holding on to the handlebars. But like if she appeared in the back seat, she would just kind of like use her head back and forth like a little kid enjoying going across this bridge.
That's nuts.
Was it
Do you
residual
think-
energy?
Bobby thinks you're kidding because
No, I got a mental picture of the girl from the ring
Oh.
holding on a Honda.
I'm dead serious.
Just pictured it. It's funny.
And I know there was at least 3 car crashes on this bridge, but I don't know why it was only just this one girl that would show up.
was there water under the bridge?
Oh yeah, there's a big river under the bridge.
Do you think anybody fell in the water?
Yeah, I know there was deaths in the river.
It's interesting.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
Somebody said residual. I don't know. I'm assuming. I mean, I thought all spirits were kind of residual.
Well, there can be residual energy, I think.
Not all spirits are residual.
Residual
That's
is
really
something
shit,
that
man.
happens.
Most
That
people
just
go around
can't
like,
interact with.
don't cross that bridge.
Yeah.
Was it just a particular time of day or just at night or what?
I mean, it could have been. I don't know if it was our family, because there's a lot in our family that we're not mediums or anything, but we know what goes on. We believe in ghosts. We see spirits and whatnot.
Yeah.
So of course they were like, let's freak Todd out, or like somebody's never been across the bridge before. Like, let's take the bridge, let's freak them out. See if they see what her name was. See if she would show up.
That's wild.
That's a good story. Is that the only time you experienced it? Was just that one time?
The girl on the bridge or a ghost?
A ghost.
Girl on the bridge.
No, the girl on the bridge. That's probably 4 times.
Dang.
Wow.
But it wasn't my choice. I was too little. I wasn't driving.
Oh.
My crazy family was like, let's cross the bridge.
So you were a kid.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm just a kid sitting in the seat.
Oh, dang. That scared the crap out of you.
And they were like, we're crossing the bridge. And they were like, look. We turned around in the back and she's cruising on the 4-wheeler. Like, holy shit. And once you got to the end of the bridge, she phased out. Like, that's as far as you could go.
What is wrong with you?
The handlebar.
Hey, let's traumatize these people's life. Yeah.
The handlebars have got me.
It's real shit, man. I'm telling you, ghosts are real. It's real shit.
Oh,
I
gosh.
just pictured Angel hanging on to the handlebars.
You got any more ghost stories?
Yeah. And she was like, in a bedtime gown.
Yeah.
White, long bedtime gown.
That's so strange.
Just on a Honda Rancher.
Breeze it, flowing in the breeze.
4-wheeler, Bobby. For fuck's sake.
All right. So, have you had any other experiences?
Man, I got all kinds, Sportcat. I got all kinds. And earlier when y'all were talking about the possession, like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't remember the guest's name, but she said that like she was walking with a guy to the cabin and then you felt something and then he went crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the man's fault. I think something took control of him. Definitely with the lady you saw crawl across the wall, Sportcat, something had her.
Yeah, I don't think that was drugs.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I don't think it was the guy. I think what was in the guy that created.
And I've had several of those where people come to me and I pull that shit out of them.
Really?
How do you do that?
The main thing you have to remember is you have to get their name and then you have to get them to realize there is a God. Once you get them to realize that there is a God, then you get the chance to use your magic. The Bible, holy water. Most of the time it's the person though. The person has to be strong enough to put up with the jokester. They're going to do their best to trick you. They're going to do your best to lie. And you have to be strong enough to know I'm more powerful than you and you do not belong on my realm. I'm going to put you back to yours. And in order to do that, get their name, get them to believe God exists.
Get the person's name or the entity's name?
You don't want to get the entity's name.
It's usually a demon.
Yeah, I
If
know.
it's possession, it's usually a demon.
Right.
But yeah, you want the demon's name.
That's
I've
what I
never
thought.
heard
Oh,
I've never heard the demon's name. I don't think it's. I honestly
That's what priests do.
don't think it's necessary. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done exorcisms, and I've never gotten the demon's name. I don't need to talk to the demon. I need to talk to the person. But I will agree, like the only way the demon goes is if they
Recognize.
give their lives to Jesus. Really, that's all that's going to get a demon out, because there can't be two warring spirits within somebody. It won't work. A house divided will not stand. So you've got to do it that way.
Yeah.
But I never talk to a demon. No.
that's something I always think it's on the TV and movie things, but have you witnessed, or even the caller, have you witnessed that, like, the physical tears or bruises or anything on the body as it's trying to leave or being thrown out?
I never had.
No.
I think it's just a TV thing. I think it's for drama.
They're dramatic. I think that it's horrible, because what the person's going through, it's almost like taking Ipecac syrup, and they're like, it's a
Trying to
horrible
vomit or
process, because you're throwing that out of you, but I've never seen somebody contort and stuff like that. I've heard different languages come out of their mouths, but I've never seen anybody go all into Blair,
right.
ever.
What about you, Todd? I'm sorry.
No,
Caller.
Who's Linda Blair?
Linda Blair is the actress from The Exorcist,
Yeah.
the first Exorcist.
Oh,
Did you see what she did, your daughter? I'm Catholic. Stop it.
I've heard the voices like that, but I've never seen them crawling the walls or the
Yeah.
contortion.
Right.
What about when she came down upside down from the stairs?
That's all Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood. That was creepy.
Still wasn't ready.
She walked the guardrail or the handrail down from the loft, jumped over the wall, and crawled like a spider towards us. And I'm out. I was done. I'm out. I'd seen enough.
That's when you bring a clean pair of drawers and your holy water.
Yeah.
There wasn't any of that in the paramedic box right outside. I guarantee you that.
Somebody bless the fire truck and shoot her down.
Yeah, we'd need a whole lot of water out of that fire
Yeah.
truck. Yeah, I was like, nope, this is PD matter.
You don't know any scripture.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you calling in tonight, caller. It's good that we've got people that are listening and that have great stories for us.
Where are you calling from, caller? What state?
Y'all don't act like y'all don't know me. Quit playing.
You said his name already, goofball.
I know, but I was playing on him. I do it when he first answered. I do when he first talked to me.
Where's Linda Blair from? Where's Linda Blair from? That's where I'm at right now.
I don't
He
know.
said the ghost was on a four-wheeler and I lost it.
You thought he was
I got a bad-
joking.
No, I just had a picture.
All kinds of stories.
I'm just picturing her up there on the
You'll have-
handlebars.
You'll have to tell someone the other podcast, whatever the heck
Yeah.
it is.
Good co-host. Don't even know the name of the show. Great.
I'm sorry, I'm so tired tonight. I don't know why. The Misfits.
There's places within an hour of me where I can take you, not only houses, but like out in the woods where.
Ooh.
He wants to take you out in the woods.
I'd go out in the woods with Todd.
There's no trees in Oklahoma. Who
I'll
are you
trust
kidding?
I'd send Bobby.
Whatever.
I trust him. That's what
I'm sitting next to two right here in the yard.
Do what?
I'm sitting next to two trees right here in the yard.
Oh.
That was a Rodney Carrington joke. Ain't no trees in Oklahoma in the whole state.
Shoot.
That's
I honestly
great.
can't believe y'all never experienced anything.
Oh, I've experienced the thing I experienced. It was probably a demon. But I mean, we didn't talk, but I got the feeling he didn't want any part of me and I didn't want any part of him. So
Hey, I'm going to a ghost. I'm
You're
going to a
so-
ghost convention Saturday.
yeah.
I saw something when I was a kid, but I don't know what it was. And my family thought I was crazy. But seriously, I thought it was the devil, and I walked into the house we lived in, into the dining room. We had to go through the kitchen into the dining room, and I saw its face, and I ran back into the living room where my family was, and I dove under the coffee table, crying, screaming, and they were like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like telling them I saw the devil, and I don't remember. They, like I said, they thought I was nuts. So I mean, they were just like telling me to shut up, and I don't know what it was.
I grew up in 2 haunted houses, so I don't like to play with those things. So
Yeah,
Damn right.
never saw it again. So
yeah, the last night, I know you guys have heard this story. The last night I ever slept in my grandmother's house, I woke up middle of the night, had to pee, and went into the bathroom. It's on the 2nd floor. It's an old colonial style home. And I noticed when I got up that it was lightning. You could see, there was light thunder out. Well, not thunder, but there was lightning outside. And I didn't think anything about it. And I'm standing there peeing, and as you look over the toilet, the window's right there. And the lightning's not happening out there. Thinking, this ain't good. And so I look over to my right, and my grandmother had like this is an old medicine cabinet. It's built in the wall type of thing. Like they used to have in old houses. And in the mirror on it, I look in the mirror, and there's a black figure that's taking up the entire door. Oh, wow. He had a black cape on and a fedora hat. I think that's what it's called. And there was the light that was flashing was coming out of its body. And I'm thinking to myself, well, first off, this is a bad time to be experiencing this. And second off, there's only 2 ways out, and he's blocking one of them. So, yeah, that was the last time I slept in that house.
Oh, God. And what about the second one, the second haunted house?
Oh, that was when I was much younger. I have all kinds of weird experiences there. I was sick one time as a child, and I remember this plain as day. I was really young, and I'd had a fever and was sick. And so I was in my room. I was asleep. The door opened, and what you picture what Jesus would look like, with the gown and everything, walked in my room and held his hand out to me, and I'm like, no. And so I dove back under the covers. So, yeah, the things there were really very odd. They would knock things off of the shelves. They hated my stepfather. He antagonized them though. So
poltergeist activity or something.
Yeah, it punched a physical hole, not a hole, but you could see it in the refrigerator, side of the refrigerator by the counter. So that's at least what he told me. So, but the last time I ever saw that place, we had been traveling up to Virginia just to visit. My wife's family's all still up there. And we were out driving around Prince William County. And I was like, I called my mom. I'm like, hey, we're right here by Bacon Race Road. Do you remember the street number? And she told me whatever it was. And I was like, I swear to God, I'm in front of that house right now. It's for sale. And so I was like, oh, I'm just going to go look in the windows, because nobody's going to say anything. And I walked around the yard and stuff. I had a weird, eerie feeling to start with. Went up to the windows and looked in, and I could see in for like a second, and then just like it went black. I couldn't see in the room, so the only thing I could see from the top of the window was like I could see a ceiling fan was going. And my wife's like, "What's wrong with you? Don't you see this, this, and this?" Whatever it was that was in that house still knew I was there, and blocked me from looking in, but didn't block anybody else. My wife, my kids, nobody.
Wow,
that's so strange.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I got plenty of these stories growing up, but yeah, and everything was a demon. Oh, Jesus Christ. Everything was a demon. So I got tired of hearing the term to the point where I was like, okay, it's another demon. Great. Yay. So yeah, my family went to the opposite end of the spectrum with it. So
yeah,
I tell you, we're talking about traumatizing a kid. I was terrified as a child.
So you were. Wow.
So everything's a demon. It's coming to kill you. Great.
Yikes.
Hope mom's not listening right now. Yeah, I didn't enjoy those things growing up. So my friend saw him at my house. The thing with the black cape, it ran one of my friends out of the garage. He like literally ran him. He got in his car and drove off. This is before cell phones and stuff. We're like, where the hell did he go? What happened to Kirk?
Oh my God.
Where did Kirk go?
We
lost Kirk.
Kirk's like, whatever it was that came running at me. And he said, I didn't know what the hell it was. I just knew I shouldn't be there. And he took off and ran to his car. Didn't we were having a barbecue in the backyard. Yeah. He didn't even bother to tell us. He just left. Yeah.
Dang.
That wasn't like him. He always liked free stuff. So he was one of those friends.
You knew it was true. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He was stuck around.
Yeah, there's free beer and hot dogs. He was definitely in.
It's crazy.
Well, Vikki, I don't know if we're taking up too much of your time. I mean, you're more than welcome to stay with us as long as you want. I sometimes think maybe you're interviewing us more than we're interviewing you, which is cool.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying it. I mean, that's part of the podcast, right? It's like you get on there and then you know about everybody else. I mean, you're just having a good time talking to people and listening to stories. So
I enjoyed yours.
Yeah, it's like a cozy situation when you have everybody there and you're talking. So yeah,
that's what it's about. But thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So where can people find you if they want to?
Oh well, I'm on all the socials, as the magical ventriloquist, Vikki Gasko Green, and and then my website is GaskoGreen.com.
Yeah,
and
I didn't even ask
has
you.
a QR code to all my social media too. So, but
Cool.
You wrote a book too, didn't you?
Huh?
Didn't you write a book?
I did. I wrote a kid's book.
You were like, oh yeah, I forgot to pimp that. Yeah.
It was kind of like I've never really sold it. It was it was on Amazon for a bit, but I don't know, or it never really went anywhere. But it was about a cat. I kind of dealt it, but at one point my husband thought I was a witch because I had 6 cats. I rescued a lot, and then once they're in my house, like it's really hard for me to say goodbye. So they end up staying there. So yeah, I had 6 cats, and I wrote this book on because each of them had a different personality trait, and so Dib's Joy the Bully Boy was supposed to be the first book of 6 books I was writing, and I wrote all the books. I just haven't illustrated all the books. I only illustrated one, which was the first one.
That's the hardest part. Yeah, that's the hardest part is the illustration, right?
Right. Yeah. So I haven't. I mean, I'd like to finish it just as an act of love to some preschoolers out there because it was a preschool book. But I had a granddaughter at a time, and so I was doing stuff, thinking about them, and just character building books, that kind of thing.
You should do it.
You should.
I know.
Do your cats or even your dogs have different voices? Do you talk for your dogs?
Yeah, of course they. Yes, there's like, oh, girl, and then I only have 1 cat left, but I have from all those 6, I have 1 cat that outlasted everybody, and then the 2 dogs. The one that belonged to the homeless guy, that's Buddy, and then Palmer, who is our Doxapoo.
Is that this one?
She's the one. Yes, she's the one you've been hearing in the background.
Really?
Yep, that's
Doxapoo.
What
I didn't know I wanted one.
She is the cutest thing. He is so smart.
She's very pretty.
Super smart dog.
Mm-hmm.
She looks spoiled too. So
say it ain't so.
My family, friends, my furry friends. No, my kids growing up. I have grandkids. They all are in Michigan. So who do I have to spoil? I have to spoil my little precious creatures that live in the house.
I get it.
Come to mommy.
I got a hellhound like that. She's part. What is she? The collie and the Australian sheepdog. That's what I'm thinking of. And border collie. That's what she's part of. Both of them, and are mixed. And she's very smart. And so they say I spoil her. I don't. So, but
you do.
I call her Hellhound. That's her nickname. So, and she comes to it. So, because she's all red, like a Irish setter. So, well, not all red. She's got like white on her ears and stuff. But yeah, so that's. Yeah, it's just.
I don't think this is the first time I've seen your material. By the way, sorry. I think I've looked at it at TikTok before.
Okay. Yeah, I just started TikTok in March. I fought it for a long time. I'm like, I'm not going on TikTok.
I hate TikTok.
And
I hate TikTok with a passion.
I lost the fight because I realized if I need to market myself. I was so bad with social media. I started social media like last year for like my business. I had my website, and then I had my private, my personal Facebook does not belong to me anymore. It's all people I don't know, you know, because I have the magical one I was going to keep separate, but to get to the magical one, half the time people have to go through mine. So they go and they press friend on there, and then they don't like my magical ventriloquist page. So yeah.
It's a fine line. Yeah, I'm getting like that. I mean, not that I mind. But I've got 2,000 people. I bet I probably know 200. So,
right.
But you know, it's well. The cool thing is about the social media is you might catch up with somebody you haven't talked to in 20 years, spend 5 minutes having a conversation, and then not talk to them again for 20 years. But by God, you know what they're doing. So
that's it. And you know, and I'm very grateful for social media because that's how we get our stuff out there. That's how people see what we do. And so when anybody wants to hire me, they can go right to my social and see, you know, the kind of goofy things I put out there, you know, and see what I'm all about. And that's another, like, my social media is always clean. Yes, I'll review horror films that I saw, but there's nothing bad. So if people are going, oh, she's a family ventriloquist, they're not going to see, you know.
No stripper jumping out of a birthday cake thing. That's out of the question.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure there's a ventriloquist out there that does something like that, probably.
No, there was a ventriloquist I knew that she just did dirty stuff, and she went to crazy places and did really dirty things. And then there's one that I love so much, Lynn Treflegger. She is so talented. She started at the same time as Jeff Dunham. They're really good friends, and she does colleges and cruise ships. But I mean, so her humor is, you know, but she's brilliant at it. Like, if that stuff was coming out of my mouth, it wouldn't be normal. It wouldn't be natural for me. But she's got that really, she appeals to the college kids with her, you know, kind of banter and stuff like that. And she's brilliant at what she does.
And speaking of, do you know Jeff Dunham by any chance? Or have you met him?
I met him. I met him, and I used to. He probably doesn't know me from Adam anymore because it's been years. I used to go to the ventriloquist convention every year because I lived in Michigan, and it was just a 5-hour drive for me, and in Kentucky, and so I would, you know, I met him, and he would ask a bunch of us to go see his show in Cincinnati, and he would, like, introduce a new character. What do you think about this one? What do you think about this one? And we'd be honest and tell him and stuff. But when I stopped going to the ventriloquist convention, I lost track of a lot of people. And so I don't think he remembers me. He meets so many people. He probably doesn't know who I am anymore, to be honest.
I'm sure. Yeah. I guess that's kind of like what you would call, that would be like we call them cons. They have a ventriloquon.
Oh yeah.
Comic-Con. They have a con for everything now. Okay.
And it's neat because they do, like, they have a lot of classes, and Jeff Dunham teaches one thing there every year because that's where he started. So he gives back every year. He does something for the convention. So he'll fly in.
That's nice.
He'll have shows in the area, so it's, you know, it's not like he's losing money. See, if I fly out, all my shows are in July. Like, not all of them, but the summer starting from the beginning of June to October, that's my busy time. And they have that convention smack dab in the middle of July. So I can't go because I would lose a lot of money doing that. So, but the worst part about it is that you can't network without really going there. So,
gotcha.
You know, so it's up to people, though. It's my fault. So.
Yeah. Well, if you happen to run into Jeff, tell him we'd like to get him on the show. So it's funny. We get some occasionally, we'll get some celebrities and stuff. And I'm a big comic book guy, and one of the guys that was on the show, he knows a bunch of people in the comic book world, and I'm like, hey, can you get this person? This person? He's like, I thought you wanted me.
Exactly. No, it is cool if you can get it. And it's funny because a lot of people do stuff like that because they think it's fun. Like we just said, a podcast to me is sitting around and just gabbing with people. Like, yeah, my wares out. Here I am, but what are you guys all about? And I find that to be more fun than, okay, I'm hawking what I do. I'm like,
yeah, that's like 10 minutes worth.
And that's fine. That's fine because I was getting so interested in all the ghost stories and stuff.
It went from ventriloquism to demonology quick.
Yeah.
Quick.
That's because.
We're probably the weirdest podcast you've been on, and we're proud of that.
Oh, good.
Good though. I always say I'm weird, and I kind of embrace that.
Me too. I like that.
This, who wants to be what they call normal?
Right.
That's so boring.
Exactly. Wow. Well, Vikki, anytime you want to come back, even if you want to just jump in and guest co-host or something, I'll kick Dean out for you. So
that's fun. Hey, I'll take a nap.
It's never stopped you before.
That's exactly right. I was known, and I may still have gone to sleep on our podcast before.
Well, for the record, 2 of us have done that to Bobby. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
For me, it's only 7:46. For you guys, it's like almost 11. I get that.
Yeah,
it's time for bed for me.
More I'm going 8 o'clock.
I'll just be like, hello.
She just falls right over in the middle of nowhere. It's the funniest thing. We had somebody in the chat ask one time if she was alive.
Yeah.
No, we prop her up like we're just like, okay.
Propped up there.
No, we ran out of time. We didn't have enough quarters, so she's a doll that
falls right over.
That's right. Yeah, Vikki, anytime you want to come on, you're more than welcome to.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We're glad you're here.
It was great to meet you.
Yeah, come back. Come bring all your pals back with you. So come back anytime.
You want to come back? Yeah, okay. There you go.
Just make sure to pack them in the suitcase tonight because they've heard the haunted stories tonight, so they may be a little scared. So
no one of you are going to turn into Annabelle, are you? No.
Okay. All right, so you'll message me if you wake up tomorrow and there's 2 of them in your bed, right? So.
That's right.
All right, Vikki, I'm going to send you backstage and let you log out. I appreciate it. Hop in anytime you want to. We'd love to have you. So
thank you so much. Hey, you guys take care and enjoy the holidays.
You too.
Yes, you too.
Bye.
Bye. And is our lovely caller still there, or we lose him?
He was still there. He was asking you.
Yeah, I think he's. We lost him. He connected. Was that Todd?
Yeah.
Todd.
He said he asked in the chat, should he just hang up or what? And I told him.
I heard that voice. I was like, oh my God.
I told him he could hang up or just stay on the line and talk some more. And he said, I'm asking the captain. And I was like, well, fine.
I don't care.
Well, I said,
as long as Ross doesn't have a problem, I don't care.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't think we're using enough of our minutes, so I think it's fine.
Okay.
Oh, Lord knows. That was a good show.
We get like an unlimited amount of minutes in one direction, but then we have so many in the other direction. I forget which one it is. You can have unlimited calling out and a limited number calling in, or vice versa.
Okay.
Is it international? I might need to borrow your number. So
it's voice over IP, so I guess it is.
I'd have to ask my technical expert, Bobby.
I don't have a charge code for this particular podcast. I don't have a time card here.
Oh, that's cool how you faded in. I like that.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I need a fancy button like that.
I also learned something that, once we take a call, I got to redo some things with the board so that you guys can hear it, because you guys didn't hear him right away.
Right.
Actually, I think he didn't hear you, or vice versa, whatever it was. But I had some certain things on and off so I could be doing some editing while you guys were talking without a caller. And then he starts talking. I'm like, oh shit, hold on.
Well, it was a good test.
Move shit around on the desktop, go from monitor 2 to monitor 1 and vice versa. And yeah, we'll come back to that later.
Yep.
But I got 2 commercials done, and now I'm starting to do the promos for everybody's shows.
Cool.
Me being the big celebrity owner of the station. Not
Yay.
really. Not really, but still somebody got to, I'm part of, I big into the, cross promoting like I told you guys at first. So,
yeah, we need to do some of that stuff.
Say, this is Jurg's, tune into whatever, whenever.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, tell a little bit about it too.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, we've had, it looks like on this end we've had a couple, I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't know that I trust these numbers, viewers, so.
Good.
And then, of course, our regulars were there.
New York?
Who, Todd?
Yeah.
He's in Oklahoma.
What's the 918? That's a New York number. Is that a cell phone from when he used to be there? Or is he spoofing it?
Maybe he's secret squirreling.
Probably spoofing it.
Because, he's probably still listening now anyway, but I would save it. And then, if he calls again next week, I know it's him and I pretend that it's not, that I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you guys can fuck with him right away instead of.
You could tell his voice.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
At first, I was like, that's Todd. And then he said something. I'm like, maybe it's not Todd. But then I was like, no, it's Todd.
He said his name in there.
I don't know if he knew me and I figured that I would know him. But all he said was, I didn't recognize the number, obviously, because I don't have it saved. And so I just answered it very professionally. I said, Jurg's Radio. And he says, yeah, I'm here to talk to Todd. Or to Glenn.
Glenn, oh.
He's not home.
Okay, hold on. I'll put you there in a minute. And I'm fumbling with shit because I still don't really know how to do stuff. And that's when, Glenn and I talk back and forth through Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Because it's, not in the traffic of the other chat and all that other shit. And so I'm like, I don't even know if he's going to see my message. So I am messaging and right back. He said, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, cool. He knows it's here now. He knows from last time that I've got to be, on the stage. I can't be, trying to contact from backstage. Okay. So I'll put my other thing, which was already up, my, the other screen that says we got a call.
Right.
So when he puts me in, I'll have everything ready on this. And of course, nothing was ready because you couldn't hear shit.
Hey, it's a good test for when we get the big time,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Well, I like the intimacy of it too. It's nice that we're nice and small and still figuring stuff out. Because there's even things I'm still figuring out. So
that's what I was telling somebody today. Why Jurg's Radio is only on my website and through the distributor. As you guys know, live365.com. That's like our equivalent to the podcast host.
Okay.
And we're not on TuneIn yet. We're not on any of the other internet radio distributors or hubs or whatever you want to call it, because I want to get all this together. And so, let you guys iron out some shit. This Sunday, it's looking like David Beckmeyer from Outrage Overload is going to do his first live show. He already does one on another platform with his wife. It's the same thing. We're going to put it on Jurg's Radio. And, we were talking about this past Sunday. So looks like we're going to try that out on Sunday. And then, I'm still got my ear to the ground, and you guys let me know if there's anybody else. Bobby, you and Dina, what is your work schedule? Is like 5 days a week an option to co-host with me?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't work. I'm on disability.
Yeah, I'm still
crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm still learning everybody, and Brenda was in law enforcement and got run over, and all the stories and whatever else. So yeah, so we need to talk about that too. I can message you on Facebook and vice versa.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm full time every day.
All of my. You could look. I've got all. I think all my.
Straight out, dinner.
Oh, shut up. All of my job stuff. Oh, Todd sent the ghost pictures.
That was me.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
You goofball. All of my background is all on my Facebook.
Oh, it is Todd. Oh my God.
I told you.
Share that with the screen. Share it, Bobby. You know how? Of course, Bobby knows how.
These aren't real. Hang on.
Let me know what, but all right. See, when he goes to share his screen, I have to give him permission to share it, even though he's a host.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is cool. But that's not a bridge.
It might be the end of the bridge.
Maybe
you were saying about taking 20 seconds to get over the bridge. I'm like, what are you going, the Washington Bridge?
That looks like a real person.
Yeah. That's his sister, Flo. What was the truck driver in was it Pee Wee Herman's movie where it's the truck driver?
Marge.
Marge, yep. Ooh, you got a demon eye up there now, Bobby. That's great. So, I don't know what you want to do.
I want to go to bed. That's what I want to do.
Well, it's about time to wind the show down. So
I cannot miss tomorrow's 8 a.m. networking meeting. Like I slept through last week because of you fuckers.
Well, I think Dina's gonna get to this one. Is it a networking meeting?
Yeah. Oh no, not the network meeting. I'm going to the podcast tomorrow. Oh, I can. What time is it? 8 o'clock.
8 a.m. Eastern. We got a guy, David Beckmeyer, joins from out near Oakland every week. So he's up by 5 a.m.
Oh, crap.
Holy moly.
Really? I can, Dina, you're in the Facebook chat, right?
Yeah.
And I think, Glenn, you added Bobby, or did you add Todd, or?
Todd, and then you added Andy. No, I don't think I've added Bobby.
It's tomorrow at 8 a.m. So, Bobby, you said you work.
Yeah.
Eastern, right.
I go into work. I don't do a lot.
Well, I mean, there's people that use my phone, so you're welcome to it. It's about podcasting. It's a networking event for podcasting. Kind of like the Business Networking International type of thing, or so many of the others where everybody goes around the room, tells what they do and what kind of leads they're looking for. And then the other thing we do is we talk about podcasting. So if you're having an issue, if you're trying to do a particular type of project, or one of the guys who's kind of tech savvy asked about tech, what do I really need to get into podcasting? And we're like, you don't. I showed him around my place because I know he started drooling, but you don't need to do this unless you get the money for it, or you're already backed. Somebody's got the money for you. Yeah,
don't try to cheap your way into it. That pisses me off. Like, you need to have at least some baseline.
Yeah, and that's get at least some sort of USB mic,
something,
and the head. Yeah, exactly.
Don't be coming over the speaker.
You don't have to. You don't have to have the whole home studio thing.
Yeah, you don't have to have everything. You gotta have something.
My very first episode, I had a Sony digital micro recorder, and I would go in the closet and I would record it. And if I made mistakes, I'd come edit it out in Audacity. And then I'd put it all together and I'd dump it out once a week. That's all I had for a long time. So,
yep. In fact, that's actually something we talked about 2 weeks ago when I was there, was using closet space and whatever other small rooms that help eliminate echo.
Yeah. Yeah. When I go to Mom's and do one, I have a totally different sound and it makes me crazy. So, because it's a big, wide open space where I'm, in the master bunk up there. So. All right, guys. Well, Bobby, what do you got coming up? Oh, go ahead, Dean. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That's probably not going to relate to me in the morning. I mean,
Because it's in the morning.
no,
Most
I
definitely.
might be up. Probably will, but it's just not. I don't have a podcast. I mean, I could. It would be.
You're part of a podcast.
I am part of a podcast. I could come. I mean,
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
come.
making sure that don't think that you can't because you don't have your own podcast or anything like that.
okay.
It's there's writers that go, people who want to start a podcast.
Okay.
You can go from the soon-to-be co-host angle, whatever.
Okay.
She can have my dynasty. So
You
I don't
guys
want your
talk about all this.
dynasty. I don't want your dynasty.
You guys knuckleheads talking about all this Go Vols shit.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, hush up. We won the other day.
Trying to scroll up to find the actual link.
that's funny.
That wasn't for me.
No, it wasn't. And I've been nice to you this week. I've not tried to stress you because I know that it's building up to a big weekend for you, and I don't want you to have 2 letdowns in a row. So
Hey, it actually matters more to me.
you're gonna have your little AM radio with the up to your ear during the whole thing. So I'll be texting you.
You better. I hope you'll be there.
I don't think we'll be there. So
Fine. Leave me out to dry.
well, it's there's other things involved. So but yeah, but I'll be texting you. I'll be there in spirit. So I'll project myself there.
So you'll just have the link in the chat in the morning.
Yeah, I scrolled up, I found it, I'll put it in again, and
Thank you. Thank you.
And once we get past this stressful week for Bobby, where Alabama and Tennessee play, you can add him to the chat. So there's more Tennessee fans in there.
yeah, I have one that I have through my phone that I always have to email myself because for whatever reason I don't remember what the hell my Meetup login is, so I can't log into it on the desktop. I don't think I have it anywhere in my super secret list of passwords. That's on the front page of my phone.
Signs you're getting old.
Yeah.
Super secret.
And if somebody hacks it, they're not going to have any problem because it's labeled pins and passwords.
No, that's great.
Hey, from the secret squirrel that kept our country safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the password.
Yep.
Wonder what that is.
Password.
You could do it like P&P or
Social media
something.
section.
All right. I
bet
think
your
I'm gonna
password's
jump
password.
off if you're not ending soon.
Yeah.
I'm fading.
I'm
Good
gonna
night, Bobby.
maybe get dinner yet. You just get back from work. So let me find this. I'll put it in the Facebook chat, and I'll see you guys tomorrow if you're up. And Bobby,
I like it when you do that, Dina.
I sent you an email, Yergs.
Okay, nice, cool.
Yeah.
All right,
Email check.
Right of that then. All right, everybody. Another
Good
good one.
night. We
All right,
will
everybody.
talk to you soon. I'm going to lead us out of this. Dina, you got anything else to say?
Nope.
All right. And Bobby,
Don't have anything else.
coming up. Make sure to check us on Live 365, Yergz, YERGZ Radio. He's going to have us up doing our reruns for both the Para OR Normal Guyz and the Misfits. Hopefully the Misfits will be a little bit later so we don't offend anybody. So you can find us there. And of course, all of our episodes are available on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you find podcasts. And of course, you can always like, follow, and subscribe to the YouTube page or find us on Facebook. But until then, everybody have a good night, and we will talk to you soon.
Hey, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.